A more commonly used and better studied fasting strategy is what I call modified alternate day fasting. This is similar to classical alternate day fasting, except on fasting days, instead of consuming no calories, you consume some food, but only 20 to 25% of your normal energy needs. For example, if you normally eat a 2,000 calorie diet, then on fasting days, you might eat 400 to 500 calories, and on feeding days, you will consume foods and beverages at normal levels, or as much as you want. Basically, you eat whatever you wish and sometimes more food than normal, and then reduce your calories dramatically the next day, alternating for a period of time. On fasting days, people usually consume energy-free beverages and snacks like tea, coffee, and sugar-free gum, and are encouraged to drink plenty of water. It's important to note that on fasting days, for most of the studies that have looked at this method, people consumed all of their calories between 12 noon and 2 p.m. Again, you might ask, does it work? And again, the answer is yes. Studies have tested this as a weight loss protocol for overweight, obese, and normal weight people. These studies have lasted from 6 to 12 weeks in length, and people in these studies experienced a weight loss of between 3 to 8% of their initial body weight. Let's translate the results of one study into real-life weight loss going back to our 150-pound person example. In the study where they saw the greatest weight loss, people lost 8% of their initial body weight over 8 weeks. That would be 12 pounds in 8 weeks, or an average of 1.5 pounds per week. I want to also highlight the results of one particular study because it was the only study that looked at the effect of combining modified alternate day fasting with exercise. In that study, they found that exercise doubled weight loss in those who did alternate day fasting with exercise compared to alternate day fasting alone. The exercise was in the form of stationary bike or elliptical workouts of 25 to 40 minutes, 3 days per week. Although 1.5 pounds per week is a modest amount of weight loss and very similar to what we see with classical alternate day fasting, the studies of modified alternate day fasting note some additional health benefits besides weight loss, including decreased hunger, reduce fat mass without loss of muscle mass, reduce fasting insulin levels, reduce LDL or bad cholesterol levels, and lowered blood pressure as well as other benefits. So now let's summarize the pros and cons of modified alternate day fasting. First, the pros. It works. It's economical. Hunger appears to be suppressed. You don't have to buy special foods or supplies. You don't have to completely give up certain foods. You can eat whatever you want on non-fasting days. Also, there have been several clinical studies that have been longer in nature, from 6 weeks to 3 months. So modified alternate day fasting appears to be something that some people can stick to for a while. And finally, besides weight loss, there are other documented benefits. Now the cons. Well, the cons are you need to count calories on fasting days. Also, even though there have been more studies, the number of people in studies has been relatively small. So it's really hard to know how well it will work in a bigger population. And let's face it, it may still be difficult for most people to fast every other day. The bottom line is that modified fasting every other day for weight loss appears to work as well as completely fasting every other day. And it's especially effective when combined with exercise. It is likely easier for people to adhere to than classical alternate day fasting because you can have at least one meal on fasting days. It also produces many metabolic health benefits. Unfortunately, though, for many people, reducing calories significantly every other day would still be difficult to implement and to stick to.